Morning. I mean, good afternoon, boys and girls. Right now it's 4:06 p.m. It's been a long time. Yesterday I was not available. Oh, I have a pharyngitis, so you can imagine how it has been for me. You can see I also had a shave. Being sick doesn't mean that I'm going to not clean myself. Remember with this COVID-19, the coronavirus, what do we have to do? Wash our hands, lots of soap and water. Use 70% base alcohol gel to clean ourselves. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your eyes. You have to keep yourself at least 1 meter separate from other people. And above all, don't go out, stay home. That's why you're having my classwork to be done. Okay, I have Manolo. I really don't know who Manolo is, but thank you for joining me. I'm trying to answer. Remember, I'm not that good with these things. Hello, Manolo. Who are you? Is it Emmanuel? Amel, is it you? Say hi. Okay, this video is for 7th graders. During this week, Monday, you were supposed to work on page 121 and 122. On Tuesday, 123 and 124. Wednesday, 125 and 126. Thursday, 127 and 128. And page 129, 134, today, Friday. That's it. That means that you should have 10 pages done in your book. I'm going to provide the correct answers to those exercises. Remember, you guys have to have it in the notebook, not in the book. So let's begin with page 121, that is about types of sentences. You have to identify the following sentences with a S for simple, a C for compound, CX for complex, and CC for compound complex. The first one is already done for you guys. Number one, Joseph Merlin, a Dutchman, invited roller skates in the 18th century. That is simple. Number two, after he studied the design of ice skates, Joseph fastened wooden spools in the place of the ice skate blades. And that is complex. Number three, in 1763, metal wheels replaced the wooden spools. And in 1863, American inventor James Leonard Plimpton created rocking skates that allowed the skater to maneuver more easily. That's a very long sentence, right? And that's right. It's a compound complex sentence. Four, that's compound. Five, skateboards and inline skates are modifications of the roller skate. That is simple. Six, skateboards are short, wide boards made of wood, plastic, or fiberglass. That is simple. Seven, inline skates were first manufactured in the 1980s and they have become very popular with people of all ages. That is compound. Eight, although roller skating has not been accepted as an Olympic sport, athletes can compete in events like short track speed skating with other roller skaters. That is complex. And number nine, the last one, because roller derby was so popular in the 50s, fans flocked to indoor rinks to watch, and they stayed home and watched on their television. Back again, a very long sentence, and yes, definitely, it's a compound complex sentence. Boys and girls, now we pass to the next topic, is writing complex sentences. On page 123 and 124, we have to combine the short sentences by adding the subordinating conjunction indicated in parentheses. And the first one is already done for you. Number one, although visitors have been coming to Vancouver Island for years, comma, few know about the excellent serpent location. Remember, you have to separate the subordinating conjunction, the subordinate clause from the rest of the sentence with the comma because it is in the beginning or at the beginning of the sentence. Number two, as soon as the sun rose, comma, Frank began to hike the trails. Three, although he planned to go hunting, comma, he changed his plan so he could take his daughter skating. There's no way that you can tell me if I am going too fast. I believe I only have one viewer at this very moment, but at home with your Coke and your churrito, you take the time and you replay whatever you have to replay so that you can correct your answers, see if they are correct or see if they are incorrect. Remember, if they are incorrect, what you have to do is identify the mistake and correct it. I don't care if you have it wrong. I care if you have it wrong and you have corrected it. The point is you to identify the mistake and learn from that mistake. Now we're on number four. People keep very busy and very fit in Vancouver Island because there are many outdoor activities. See, this sentence is not separated by a comma. Why? Because the subordinate clause goes at the end of the sentence. We only place a comma when the subordinate clause is at the very beginning of it. Five, the hillsides are always green because it rains a lot in the coast. Six, because the weather is unpredictable, comma, residents of Vancouver Island are always prepared for rain or sunshine. Seven, kayakers skim across the rivers, comma, skiers switch down the slopes. 8, Vancouver Island is an excellent place to view killer whales because it is located on the Pacific coast. And the last one, number 9, after the tourists enjoyed a morning of whale watching, they visited the Parliament building and had tea at the Empress Hotel. And we are done with the exercises for pages 123 and 134. Just give me a second. I'm going to send a WhatsApp to your classmate that is in charge of communicating you guys about the information of the class. If you don't know, remember it's Jennifer who is responsible of 7th grade. We also have Walter's father and mother in the chat so that they can validate that all the information is given properly. And give me a second. I'm writing to Jennifer at this very moment. She is in line. She is in line. She has not answered yet. We are having problems with the internet. It's very, very, very slow. And as you know, in our country, they don't know what's going on. Now we're waiting. She is answering. Okay, Jennifer, yes, answered, and she said that she is sending the message at this very moment. Okay, and Give me one more second. This is complicated. Okay. We're going now. I hope, guys, that while we are with the school closed, we can continue having this kind of communication. Okay. Now let's continue. I'm sorry for the delay, but this internet is a little complicated, very super slow. And we continue with writing complex sentences on pages 125 and 126. The same thing, combine each pair of simple sentences into one complex sentence, but in this case, we're going to use who, which, and that as connector. When do we use who? When we're talking about person. When do we use which? When we're talking about thing. When do we use that? When we are using or referring to a person or a thing. I have Genesis from 8th grade and Manuel from 8th grade paying attention to 7th grade. I congratulate you both. Remember, who, whose, which, and that are called relative pronouns. And we use them to introduce adjective clauses. An adjective clause will always begin with who, whose, which, or that. Remember to be very careful in not using too many whose or which, right? Because your writing will sound a little bit too related to the textbook. Dilcia Nunez, I don't know who Dilcia Nunez is, but thank you for following me. I'm just asking, who are you? Because I really don't know who Dilcia Nunez is. Jared Boo, welcome. Guys, I congratulate you guys from 8th grade. This is 8th grade at this very moment. Viewing the video for 7th grade. All right, Yancy, now I know that you are from 7th grade. This is the first 7th grader that I have online. And I'm on page, Yancy, on page 125. I already gave the answers to pages 121 and 22, 123 and 24 that you can check at the end after I finish with this live video. Okay, number one, the bearded wrestler gave his opponent a bear hug is the first simple sentence, and the bearded wrestler was slick with sweat. Both sentences, we're talking about the same subject, the bearded wrestler. So one sentence, we have to change it to become a subordinate clause. To be more specific, it has to become an adjective clause. And which sentence is that going to be? The second sentence. And where we are going to insert that second sentence? Exactly after the word that it is modifying. And the second sentence is going to be modifying the subject. And who's the subject? The bearded wrestler. So how is it going to read? The bearded wrestler, comma, who was licked with sweat, comma, gave his opponent a bear hug. Remember, since this adjective clause is in the middle of the sentence, it has to be set off of the rest of the sentence by commas. Again, the bearded wrestler, comma, who slick with sweat, comma, gave his opponent a bear hug. Number 2, the night air revived him after his day in the fields. First sentence. Second sentence, the air was cool and sweat smelling. Back again. What are we talking about in both sentences? In the first sentence, the subject is the night air. In the second sentence, the air, obviously referring to the night air we're talking about in the first sentence. So the second sentence, we converted into an adjective clause. Which pronoun we are going to use? Now, in the first one, we use who because we were talking about a person, a bearded wrestler. But in this one, we're talking about a thing, the night air. So we're going to use which. The night air, comma, which was cool and sweet smelling, comma, revived him after his days in the fields. Back again, the adjective clause is in the middle of the sentence, so it has to be separated from the rest of the, it is set off by commas. Again, the night air, comma, which was cool and sweet smelling, comma, revived him after his days in the fields. Jency, are you following? Am I going too fast? Let me know. Just send the message whenever you wish. I'm reading the direct chat at the same time. And it also provides me the chance to pause a little bit while you are checking. We're going to sentence number 3 now. The construction workers were treated for heat exhaustion. First sentence. Second sentence, they were building the new road through the park. Let's go. What are we talking about in both sentences? In the first one, the construction workers. The second one, they. Obviously, they is referring to the construction workers. So, the construction workers who were building the new road through the park were treated for heat exhaustion. Sentence number 4. The sun is the center of our solar system. The sun is 93 miles away. The sun, which is 93 miles away, is the center of our solar system. Remember, which is 93 million miles away has to be set up by commas. 5. The tracks led to the old miner's shack. The tracks were freshly made. The tracks, which were freshly made, led to the old miner's shack. Again, the adjective clause, which were freshly made, is set off of the rest of the sentence by commas. 6. By the side of the road lay the ruined glider. It has been destined for Paris. By the side of the road lay the ruined glider that had been destined for Paris. No commas, because it is at the end. 7. The agents escaped across the border. The agent set Mr. Goodwin free. The agents who set Mr. Goodwin free escaped across the border. 8. Rudy seldom goes to the weight room. He would rather jog than lift weights. Rudy, who would rather jog than lift weights, seldom goes to the weight room. Remember, the adjective clauses are separated from the rest of the sentence by commas when they are in the middle. If they are at the end, they need no commas. Give me a second, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. And we continue with writing complex sentences, page 127 and 128. Now we are going to use adverb clauses. Remember, an adverb clause answers questions such as who, when, where, why, how much, or under what condition. 6 questions that an adverb clause answers. Back again, an adverb clause answers questions such as how, when, where, why, how much, or to what extent. 6 questions. An adverb clause can be used at the very beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. Obviously, since it's a subordinate clause, it is used in a complex sentence or in a compound complex sentence. Subordinating conjunctions that we have a bunch and that you have a lot already learned are the ones that introduce adverb clauses. Examples of subordinating conjunctions: after, although, and before. On page 127 and 128, we have 9 sentences. The first one is already done for you. I will not discuss it. I will just go straight ahead to number 2 and only providing the answers. As Dad banged on my door, comma, he yelled, comma, get dressed and get downstairs. Apparently he was not happy. He sent you downstairs. It doesn't matter. 3, I was halfway down the stairs before I realized I had forgotten my glasses. 4, what's wrong? I asked while I struggled to pull on my shoes. 5, my dad turned and yelled, fire, as he rushed out the front door. 6, when he caught his breath, he said, the neighbor's house is on fire. 7, although it was still half asleep, my heart was beating wildly in my throat. 8, I was hit by a blast of hot, smoky wind as I followed my dad outside. And 9, although I was awake by then, I still hope this was all a dream. What subordinating conjunctions did we use? When, as, before, while, although. 5 subordinating conjunctions that we use. Remember, you have a list in the notebook. Learn them so that you can use them. And page 129 and 130, it's a combination of everything, writing complex sentences. It has all sorts. Back again, it has 8 sentences. Number 1 is already done for you. I will not go over it. I'll just start with number 2. Because G had faith in her ability, comma, she started a new book immediately. 3, after G's success as a gymnast, the publisher suggested that she write a book on her experiences in gymnastics. 4, because the new book was on a topic familiar to her, she thought it would be easy to write. Okay, I have Ever following this video at this moment and making a question. He's a 10th grader, so I'll stop there so I can provide Ever an answer. Ever, no problem. Send the essay. Ever, if by any chance you know anything about Chris, anything about Edson, and anything about Melody, tell them to send the essay. Remember that this essay was assigned long time before we had the suspension of classes because of the virus. It was supposed to already be finished. So tell them it's 5 points. I don't want you guys to be losing points. Remember, the rubric of evaluating the essay was sent to Lydia, and Lydia sent it to you guys. How many points you lose for mistakes? Remember, from 1 to 5 mistakes, it's free, no points taken off. But from 5 to 10, 1 point is taken off. From 11 to 20, 2 points are taken off. From 21 mistakes to 30 mistakes, 3 points are taken off. From 31 to 50, 4 points. And from 50 on, I believe that you don't lose. Repeat in case it's already given. Number 5, G, who had been a gymnast since age 3, felt comfortable writing about gymnastics. 6, as G researched the topic, she discovered that gymnastics had changed considerably. 7, since she has been working hard on her new book, she has not worried about her first book. Eric, welcome, Eric. Nice to have you. Precisely in the last one, Eric, number 8 of page 130. Although they seem outstanding sales potential, the publisher did not launch a nationwide promotional campaign immediately. And I'm done with. I hope you enjoy it, guys. I feel a little bit better today. Hello, Eric. I'm just writing your greeting back again. Melissa, that's Jennifer, I believe. I just finished providing the exercises, all the answers. I'm going to produce another video to provide the answers for 8th grade. Norma Murillo, who is Norma Murillo? Hi, Norma Murillo. Who is Norma Murillo? Yeah, Manolo, I think I feel a little bit better. As you can see, I shaved. I took my mustache away because too much those little green things that come out, they get in the mustache, you know. Hey, Eric, no problem. Melissa Herrera, Salet's mother. Hey, Salet, hello. Norma Murillo. Yeah. I remember now, Doña Norma. Yes, definitely. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Thank you. Salet and Eric, I provided the answers, pages 121 to 122. 121 to 130. Those were the 10 pages that we were supposed to do this week, 2 pages per day. So if you did them as I supposedly think you did, you only go over it to check them. If you didn't do them, well, rewind the video and you are going to listen to the correct answers. It was great, guys. Ever, Mr. Melody does not have phone and has a family problem and cannot contact me. Yeah, I know that. I know that she has a family problem before all this problem of the coronavirus began, and that she doesn't have a phone. Okay, thank you, Ever. Anyway, do you know anything about Chris? The only thing I know about Chris is that he went to Cihuatepeque, and Edson. Edson is a big problem, you know. He's the one who answers the email. He's the one who answers. Hey, great, Eric. Congratulations. If you have done up to page 128, you're only missing 2 pages. Great, man. I congratulate you. I know you have changed a lot, and that is positive. After this problem, you'll do better. You'll see. You'll have greater notes. Don't worry about that. You're a smart kid. But you still owe me the chocolates. You know, you ate them. Edson, yes, Ever. Edson is a serious problem. He answers the phone, he answers the email, and who do we claim to? Okay, guys. Bye. I'll be producing in a couple of minutes the video for 8th grade. with the answers of the exercises that 8th grade was supposed to do. Catch you later, guys.